Good morning. How are you? Welcome to our 3-day info session on coaching. I am so sorry that I am late, fashionably late. I was having some technical difficulties and I was just running behind, if I'm being honest. My team will tell you that I am always late for everything. Like I've always just been late in my life. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm recording here. How do I get out of there? Okay. So, for anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Mercedes. I have been a coach for, I want to say, I think 3 years, but really I just started working my business fully last year. I'll get into that in a little bit. I'm just going to share a little bit about my story, about who I am, and then I'm going to get into what we do as coaches, how we actually kind of what we do. So bear with me. This is the first time I've actually done this myself in a group like this over 3 days. So I am just going to go with it because that is what this business is all about. It's all about growing, learning as you go, and growing on the go, like for real. There is no right or wrong in this business, which is super awesome. So I'm just going to go for it. Again, my name is Mercedes. I have been coaching for about 3 years. I first started, let's back up. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I've got two young kids, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a registered interior designer turned stay-at-home mom. So I was working in the corporate world before I got pregnant with my daughter, and that was kind of always my plan, was to just stay in my interior design career and continue down that path. I made a great salary. We had one child, but my husband worked out of town and I was sort of doing it all during the week. And that created a lot of burnout for me. But then life happened and I actually had a surprise pregnancy. We got pregnant with my daughter and we ended up moving. We moved for a short time, and during that time, with a toddler and with being pregnant and giving birth in a different city, having no support, nothing like that, I found myself very isolated. I made a couple new friends, but again, you've got a toddler and a baby, and it's just really, really challenging to to settle and to be immersed in life with other people. So I found myself really building up a lot of resentment, a lot of anger towards my husband because he got to go to work and got to leave the house and I didn't. So that is sort of where my story kind of starts, I guess, with my experience with Beachbody. So while I was living in the other city, my girlfriend, who I had met through a mommy group, she had asked me a few times if I wanted to, see, like, join a free group or, check out what her fitness groups were all about. And I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, I don't have time for that right now. And I didn't. I felt like I didn't. I wasn't ready for that. Meanwhile, I was going to the gym and I was taking my kids along, and it was like crazy hard to get them out the door, to get to the gym, to get settled for an hour, to do a workout, and then to get them back home. That felt like a whole day excursion. So, needless to say, when she asked me a couple more times and I finally had said, you know what, when we move, I'll reassess, because now at this point we were moving back to where we'd come from 15 months later. So it was just a really, really skewed time in our lives where we did a lot of changes, a lot of things happened. And again, that anger, that resentment, that depression started to really build, the postpartum depression. And so when we moved, like while we were away still, I was like logging in and doing some YouTube workouts and finding myself trying to run around the house with babies and not know exactly what I was doing. And then I was like, oh, trying to eat healthy, but I didn't have a plan, and so it just all felt like it was all for naught because I never got anywhere with it. So when we moved, I found out that there was no gym in the area with childcare, and I was like, well, what the heck am I going to do? So I decided to give this online fitness thing a go, and I started to work out and I started to do that, all that stuff, lean into, like, I started to jump into a challenge group, which is where a community of support comes in, and just go for some of the programs and just give it a try. And it was challenging. It was challenging having two young babies at home and trying to get myself to do these things, to get up in the morning and work out. But while I was doing that, I was also planning and working on and trying to execute a startup business for interior design. So my big plan in life was always to open up an interior design studio. I had a partner, we had a business plan, we had some financial stuff, planning happening. Everything was going along smoothly, and then something happened in her life, and something happened in my life, and a family tragedy struck my life. And that really was a big shift for me, because in that time while I was trying to do all of that stuff, my husband, who is in construction and works really long hours, was working long hours. He was 14, 15-hour days. And at that point, with a 1 year old and a 4 year old about to go to school, like, I just wasn't sure how I was going to manage this business, and how I was going to, like, was this business going to serve me in a way that was going to help my life and benefit my life? Like, could I see myself being at home working while the kids were, busy? Like, I would be out doing site visits and doing all these things with customers and clients, and who would watch our kids? And so it was all this stuff that was going around in my head. And then boom, this family tragedy happened, and I really just pivoted, and I thought to myself, what do I want in my life? Like, what do I want my tomorrow to look like? And I said, without my, like, I went back and forth on it so many times. And a girlfriend of mine had said to me, well, you're already doing these workouts and you've already talked to me about them and a couple other people. Like, can't you make money doing that? And I was like, it was like a light bulb aha moment. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, I think I can. And so at that point, I said to my husband, and we were not in a great place in our marriage. It was a really challenging time. I had just said, look, I can't do this anymore. I can't, work. I can't try to build a interior design business. I was at that time working interior design work while raising two young kids with him out of the house and no support. And me doing everything else at home. So it was a really, really challenging time. And I just decided to quit. I just decided to give it all up and said to him, like, look, I cannot do this. I need to do something else and be a stay-at-home mom with our kids. And so I did that. I just decided to do it. There was other things that went into it. I'm just looking at some notes that I took, but I was looking at all of my options. I'm like, what could I do? And that is what I say 3 years ago when I decided to jump into this coaching opportunity. At that point, I really struggled with, like, doing it and actually going for it without my husband's, because he was very unsupportive. And at that point, I really, really leaned into the community. I was leaning into my challenge group already. I was getting the support with my fitness. I was feeling really, really good about myself, except I didn't have that support at home for what I wanted. And so I decided that I was just going to keep going for it, to keep working at it, because staying at home with our kids was benefiting our family, even if my husband didn't agree at that time. And so I just continued to go along with it, to lean into my support, and about that was happening for maybe a couple years, I guess, a year and a half. And when COVID hit, I really took another hard look at what I was actually doing. Was I doing this business? Well, I wasn't like consistently showing up. I was just sort of helping family and friends at that time and trying to grow a business on the side. And when COVID hit, it was like this light bulb again went off, and I said to myself, I really need to lean in again and decide to go for it and help serve others, help other women, find something that they can do at home, while they're home with their kids, or maybe as an income, supplementary income on the side, while they're still working in the corporate world, and just something that they can have as an outlet, like I have found this to be. So, I was really leaning into previously I was really leaning into the challenge groups, the workouts. They were helping me get out of that depression. I started eating right, and that was really helping me with my self-confidence and just my feeling like my mom bod. I always talk about my mom bod and how after two kids, I really needed to figure out how to feel my body well. And then the community aspect of everything, and just the cheering on of other women, right? Who there was no competition, and my confidence grew. I was letting go of the anger because I was getting this mental health outlet through these workouts, and I found this community when I had felt so isolated from life, from people. And then so back to when COVID hit, I really leaned in again to that community because I already had it available to me. It was just a matter of going forward and asking other women if they wanted something like this as well, because when I was feeling really isolated, I knew that it really helped me. So that's when my business started to really grow, was last year, and I decided that I could make this into a big business. I could bring this into a six-figure income. I could out earn what I was making in my corporate world if I continue to grow. So that is what brings me to today, and inviting you here is, always looking for women who are driven, who are looking to make an impact, who are interested in health and wellness. I don't have a fitness background or anything like that. Like, we are just a community of, again, women and men. There's women, all women on our team, but we're a community of women and men who want to just help people live healthier lives, and by doing it ourselves. So first of all, we work on ourselves, and then we start to pay it forward. Our light starts to shine, and we start to bring that out to other people, and that is when that is when we can help to support others. We start to recognize ourselves and others for the achievements that they're creating within their circles, and then that's when, if you are growing a business, that is when your business will really start to take off. I'm just gonna have a drink of my tea. So I have a couple of notes, so I'm just like looking over them, making sure I covered everything. So I used to be that person pre-kids who would always go to the gym. I was always at the gym. I was always doing like Zumba class or water aerobics or the stepper machine or the running. Like, I never did weights, nothing like that. I didn't know how, but I loved to go to the gym. And I was always the one that was like, home workouts, like, those don't work, until I had kids. I was like, well, how the heck am I going to go to the gym? I've always tried all the fad diets. I tried all the diets over the years. I was a heavy teenager. I've always been bigger boned, as my mom will call me. But I was always skeptical on, any kind of shakes and those types of things, because I was like, well, do these things actually work? And now, 4 years later, after starting with these programs, I am the fittest I have been in my life. I have a really great relationship with food. I'm a recovering emotional eater, and I like to say recovering because still sometimes I emotionally eat, but I have such a different relationship with food, and the nutrition plans that we use are just so simple to follow, and they're really well laid out. So I found that was really helpful for me. And then we've got this, an amazing community to back it all up, right? I go through bouts of depression or low mood, low energy. I'm going through some stuff right now with my health, and I always have that community again to talk with. We talk every single day, which is amazing. So I talk to my fit community more than I talk to my like besties in real life. So I always find that is really, really crazy. And one more sip of tea. Yeah, so I don't know, that's a lot about me and a lot about where I've come from. Our team right now is a whole group of women from very diverse backgrounds, different cultures, different, you know, just different seasons of life as well. But we all come together, and we all work together each and every day to cheer each other on, to help support each other in growing our businesses. We work individually, like our business is our own entity, but we work as a team to help grow. And that's the cool thing about this business as well, is you're never alone in this business. We're always, you're always growing with your team, and you're always doing things together, like fun trips, like team calls, like just different opportunities that are going to come your way in life. We do it together, and it's never a single, unless you want it to be, but I mean, your business won't grow without your team, which is super cool. And I think that some of my best friends now are people that I've met through this opportunity, and I've never even met some of them in real life. So once we get back to being able to travel, I'm just so excited to actually connect with these amazing women that I talk to every day, and that I've become like really, really great friends with. I'm so excited to actually meet them in person. So I wanted to just lay it out, like what type of person would fit on our team is somebody who, is a go-getter, is driven, is looking to build the business, whether it's whether you're a stay-at-home mom like me and you want this to become your primary income, or whether you're working right now. We've got people on our team who work part-time, who work full-time, who are stay-at-home moms, or who are working multiple different jobs, juggling different things. And this is a part of the business. This is something that fits into their life. So the cool thing about this business is that you can fit it in to your day in different ways. So we can always chat a little bit about that and how we make that work. Like right now, my kids are at school, so I'm fitting this into my day. This is how I work. But I'm looking for women. We're in our business. We're looking for women, for moms who, particularly looking for moms and women who want to grow a big business and who, want to be six-figure earners, who want to develop a team, who want to grow and do it right alongside of us and alongside of our team members who are feeling like that's their ideal dream and that's their ideal goal. So that is what, if you are willing to work for it, you could get to the top of this business. You can grow. The business is basically open-ended opportunity. So if you decide that this is something that you want to go for, you can be a six-figure earner, and that is my goal, and that is where I plan to take my team. And so that is what I am looking for, is driven women who want to do the same. So I think that is all I have to say right now. I'm gonna come on a little later and approach and talk a little bit about common concerns or misconceptions about this industry, and kind of I never thought I would be here. I thought I was going to be running an interior design studio. My whole career, my whole adult life, that was my plan, was to run an interior design studio that I built from the ground up. But here I am, because life likes to throw curveballs, and sometimes it's okay to dart left when life tells you to go right. So that's all I'm going to share for now. If you have any questions or comments on anything that I've shared, please put it in the comments. I was kind of rambling along. Like I said, this was my very first stab at this, doing it on my own, and just wanted to get all that information out to you, and then I will come back and share a little bit more over today and then over the next 2 days as well. So feel free to comment on the wall, or to put a comment on these videos if you have any questions. Okay, now the tricky part. I have to figure out, okay, here, end live video. So I have to figure out how to end this live video. But thanks for joining in, and catch you on the next video.